Namaste viewers, welcome to Avinash Bio category. In the last videos we focused on the gene disorders, that particularly X-linked disorders and autosomal disorders. So today in this video class let us focus on last major concept of this chapter, that is chromosomal disorders. Yes. So let us consider chromosomal disorders. Are here we can refer them as syndromes also. Keep that word in your mind. Chromosomal syndromes. So syndrome means it is the collection of many defects in the body, or it is a collection of many abnormalities by birth, abnormalities present in the body. So that collectively together called as syndrome. So the chromosomal disorders are nothing but these are the syndromes. Here we cannot observe the defect in one function, or we cannot observe the defect in one body part. Here many parts are affected here in the body. So all these are the syndromes here. And here, as already the name itself suggests, chromosomal syndromes or disorders means these are the disorders caused because of any change, or that is in the number or structure of chromosome. If it is inherited by birth disorders, here these are. Yes. So here, according to the definition, if we consider, the main reason for the chromosomal disorders is any change in structure or number. Suppose if you are observing any change in the structure or number of chromosome, then it leads to the chromosomal disorders, and that is inherited from generation to generation. So that is a genetic disorder like. So here change may occur in its chromosome structure, or change may occur by its number. Either number may increase or decrease. So that leads to the chromosomal disorder here. So here majority of the chromosomal disorders are related to the change in number of chromosomes here, right? So regarding the number, if we consider, we are usually having two conditions here. The first condition is regarding the change in the number of chromosomes I'm talking about. So the first one is aneuploidy condition, and the second one is polyploidy condition. These are the two conditions responsible for, so that is the change in the chromosome numbers. Say for example, if I consider human beings only, so human beings chromosome numbers are totally 46. So any change from this number leads to the change in the chromosomal number, that finally leads to the chromosomal disorders. So regarding the change in number of chromosomes, we are having two conditions, aneuploidy and polyploidy here. So the aneuploidy means, so let me write here, aneuploidy means either it may be hypoploidy, or either it may be hyperploidy. So the question is arised here, what is that ploidy? Ploidy means, as already we know, the set of chromosomes. So here in aneuploidy condition means either one chromosome is extra or one chromosome is less in a pair of chromosome, or if you consider the whole set of chromosome, either one chromosome is extra or one chromosome is less. If the chromosome is extra means, so then we will consider that condition as hyper. So one chromosome is extra, one chromosome or two chromosome, three chromosomes are extra compared to the whole number of chromosomes. If the chromosome number is less means, we will call it as hypoploidy. Hypo means less chromosome number here. So here in the hypoploidy, usually we are having the condition of monosomy. So in the hyperploidy, we are having the condition of trisomy. So these are the major conditions. So here monosomy means in that pair only one chromosome is present. Or say for example, let me consider we are a diploid organism. Not only we are, all the sexual reproducing organisms are diploid, right? In the diploid organism, we are having 46 chromosomes in our body, in our cell, each cell. 46 chromosome means 23 pairs. Each pair having 2 chromosomes. We will call them as homologous chromosomes, right? So in 2 chromosome, every pair should be having 2 chromosomes. But if the pair is having 1 chromosome means we will call it as a monosomy. If the pair is having a 3 chromosome, 1 chromosome extra means we will call it as trisomy condition. These are the major conditions. And apart from that, we are having sometimes other condition also. One more condition. Nullisomy. This is one more condition here. Nullisomy means in that pair no chromosome. Both the chromosomes are absent. Say for example, we are having 23 pairs of chromosome. Their second pair, both the chromosomes are absent. Then that condition we will refer it as nullisomy condition. And here majority of the children, not only majority, almost all the children, all the fetus, if they are born with this nullisomy condition, they will die before birth only. And that condition leads to the miscarriage. Right? Miscarriage means abortions. That means the baby will not born. So before the birth only, in the mother body only, the baby is going to die, and because of that nullisomy condition, if the chromosome pair is totally absent. And nullisomy and monosomy both are the example for hypoploidy condition here, right? In hyperploidy, so trisomy may be there, or sometimes there may be tetrasomy. So this condition also possible, or sometimes there may be condition of pentasomy. So here all of these conditions are example for hyperploidy conditions here. That means that the chromosome number is extra. Here this is extra condition and that is a less condition. So this type of conditions are called as aneuploidy. Aneuploidy condition leads to the chromosomal disorders, and this is the major one, aneuploidy. And one more is there here, polyploidy. Polyploidy means whole set is increased. Whole set of chromosomes. Whole set of chromosomes, their number is doubled. That means we are diploid organisms. We are having 2 sets of chromosomes. Sometimes it may become a 3 set. Sometimes it may become 4 set. Diploid. That is a normal condition. More than diploid, that is a polyploidy condition. Triploid, tetraploid, pentaploid. So all of these are the conditions under the polyploidy conditions here. Usually polyploidy we will observe in the plants in majorly. And here the thing, if we consider the cause for these two, what is the main cause? The major cause. The major cause for both aneuploidy and polyploidy. If we consider for the first one, the major cause is so this is majorly due to the failure of segregation of chromosomes, or we will consider it as non-disjunction. Non-disjunction of chromosomes. So non-disjunction means at the time of gamete formation. Now I am talking about gamete formation, not somatic cell division, gametic cell division. So during a gametic cell division, chromosome pair, that is in a meiosis case, chromosome pair should be separated. That is in meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. If the pair is a failure to separate, then this aneuploidy condition is arised. That is after the fertilization, right? Say for example, we are having this type of chromosome pair, right? This is on homologous pair. This pair at the time of meiosis 1, So meiosis 1, the pair is going to separate. If the pair is not separated, both the chromosomes as it is enters into one gamete, then so to that gamete, if any egg is fused, means one more chromosome is added here. That means it becomes a triploid. Or else, if the chromosome pair is not separated, in another gamete it becomes a monosomy condition. That means the trisomy and monosomy conditions are arise because of failure or segregation of chromosomes or chromatids. So in that sense, if we consider meiosis 1, at that time 70% this chance is present. That means a non-disjunction of chromosome or chromatid. It is 70% majorly occurring at meiosis 1 stage only, and in the meiosis 2, so it may be about 30%. So what it indicates? So chromosome pair separation occurs in meiosis 1, right? And chromatids in one chromosome, here this chromosome usually having two chromatids. Chromatids are going to separate in meiosis 2. So either chromatid separation may fail or chromosome separation may fail. But here majorly chromosome pair is going to fail. That is, we will call it as non-disjunction of chromosome. That is about 70%. So that is the main reason for the aneuploidy conditions here. And if we consider the second cause for this polyploidy condition, if we consider, so in the polyploidy condition, the major reason is failure of cytokinesis. This is the major thing here. So cytokinesis process, it is going to fail here. Then what is the cytokinesis here? As already we know, first during cell division, karyokinesis occurs. That is the division of nucleus inside the cell. Then, so at the center, by the formation of furrow or by the formation of cell plate, the mother cell is going to split into two daughter cells. If that cytokinesis is failed, means then inside a chromosome set is doubled, but cell is one just. That means, so instead of diploid condition, there may be chance of getting tetraploidy condition. So that is the main reason for the polyploidy condition. So here the cytokinesis condition, and here the main reason is non-disjunction of chromosomes or chromatids. So these are the major two reasons for chromosomal disorders here. In that sense, if we consider, what are those disorders majorly? The first major disorder is, let me consider first one. Down's syndrome, the first one. So, and one more thing, Down's syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, already they are given in our textbook theory. Along with that one, we are having some other disorders also, chromosomal disorders. Let us see what are those. So in a Down's syndrome, here it is also called as 21st trisomy. Why it is called as a 21st trisomy means, in the 21st pair, we are having total 23 pairs. Last to 23rd pair is allosome. Remaining 22 pairs are autosomes. So here 21st pair, their one chromosome is extra. The reason is this one. So that is the failure or non-distinction of chromosomes or chromatids. So because of that reason, here one chromosome is extra, and this disease, sometimes it is also called as Mongolian idiocy or Mongoloid idiocy. So what it indicates means, we are having one particular race in the human being, races. So one race is Mongolian race. So how their facial morphological texture will be appearing, like that Down syndrome people will be appearing. So Mongoloid idiocy condition, this one here. And here the main thing is, if we consider the symptoms of this Down syndrome, so here that newborn baby So it will be having a large head. So congenital heart diseases will be present. So the stubby figures will be present, and it will be having the broad form. So palm creases will be thick, and there is a furrow in the tongue, mental retardation, and opened mouth. So lower lip is thick, salivating mouth. So all these are conditions for this Down syndrome symptoms. Easily we can observe them. And here if we consider that birth rate, so here the birth rate is 1 out of 660. That means if the 660 births occur, there one birth will be, it is related to that mongoloid Down syndrome. That means out of 660 the babies are going to born, out of 660 one baby will be suffering from Down syndrome. And thing is, it is not related to sex chromosome, it is related to autosome. Hence it may affect both male child as well as female child. If you want to write, it's a karyotyping. So karyotyping we can write it as 47 XX or XY, that is 21st plus 20 plus. So what it indicates, usually we must be having 46 chromosomes, but here 47. That means one chromosome is extra, and it is not affecting to allosomes. That means XX XY condition is normal either in male or female, but 21st pair it is having one chromosome extra. So that is the Down syndrome here, right? And here compared to this syndrome, Down syndrome, we are having one more syndrome here. Klinefelter's syndrome. So, and one more thing is, this Down's syndrome, so it was first studied by Langdon Down, and in the remembrance of the scientist name, the syndrome has given with that name only, Down's syndrome. And Klinefelter syndrome, it is considered to be the allosomal trisomy. Yes, this is the 21st trisomy, and this is allosomal trisomy. So allosomal trisomy, sometimes I can refer it as a 23rd trisomy. This is 21st trisomy and this is 23rd trisomy. Why? Because it is affecting to sex chromosomes here. And here the reason is again this one, failure or non-distinction of chromosomes or chromatids. Same reason. For any of these disorders you can apply this one. The same reason. Reason is same one here. And here Klinefelter syndrome, if you consider, this was first studied by the scientist Harry Klinefelter. Yes, and here the rate of this syndrome, the birth rate of this syndrome in the babies is 1 out of 2,500. That means out of 2,500 births, one baby will be suffering from this disorder. And here if you want to write its karyotype, the karyotype of this disorder is again 47. That means one chromosome is extra. Why? Because this is a trisomy. This is also trisomy and this is also trisomy, but that is autosomal and this is allosomal. And this trisomy is XXY. This is at most important, XXY condition. So here one chromosome is extra in the last pair. Now the question is arised whether Klinefelter syndrome baby, whether male or female. Why? Because if you get the XXY condition, whether it becomes male or female, the question will be arised. Then how to solve this one? Let me consider this one. If I consider just XX, not Y, let us consider for a moment it becomes female. If I consider XY, for a moment it becomes male. Then what is the XXY condition? Male or female? Someone can say it is an intersex. Not like that. This is male. This is male, but not a female. That means male, but thing is sterile male. Let me write here. This is sterile male. Now the question is arises, how it becomes sterile male? Of course, why is that this is male? Okay, then two X chromosomes are present. Then why cannot it becomes female? The question is that here one X chromosome it becomes bar body. So this is the major thing here. One X chromosome it becomes a bar body. Then question is arise, what is bar body? So thing is here, just observe. We are having male, in human beings male is having 46 chromosome, female also having 46 chromosome, right? And in the male we are having XY last chromosomes. In the female XX. Here we are also having one X chromosome, female also having two X chromosome. That means one X chromosome is extra. And thing is, two X chromosomes, if all genes are expressed, two X chromosomes, I am talking about female. In the female, if both X chromosomes, all the genes are expressed, means those genes quantity production is more. So in order to avoid that one, in the female body, at the embryonic stage only, one X chromosome becomes bar body. That means here that chromosome it will undergo heterochromatination. So what it indicates, if I say for example, if I consider this is the X chromosome, right? So in the X chromosome, whatever the chromatin network is there, that chromatin network will undergo heterochromatination. So already we know euchromatin and heterochromatin. Euchromatin means expressing part of chromatin or DNA. Heterochromatin means transcriptionally that DNA or that chromatin will not express. So that heterochromatin is present in this X chromosome. That means this X chromosome will not work. Whatever the genes present in this chromosome, they will not work. All those are inactive genes. That means one X chromosome becomes inactive. Simply we will consider like that. And such kind of a bar body is formed here, and remaining XY condition is normally male. But thing is, here chromosome number is imbalanced. Because of that reason, he is a sterile male. Of course, male, he is a sterile male. And major two things, two symptoms we can observe here. Of course, many symptoms are present here. The major two symptoms, if you want to calculate, the one is hypogonadism, and the second one is gynecomastia. Two conditions are present here. So hypogonadism means, hypo means less, right? So gonadism means here the gonad size, that means the testis. In the male, the testis is rudimentary. Testes are not developed well. Because of that reason, sperm production also affected. Hence, he is the sterile male. And second thing is gynecomastia condition. Gynecomastia means even though he is the male, the patient is male, and he is showing the development of breast. So that is the gynecomastia condition. These are the major two symptoms of Klinefelter syndrome here, right? And the thing is, in the Klinefelter syndrome, this is the allosomal trisomy and that is the monosomal trisomy. Sorry, this is allosomal trisomy and that is the autosomal and allosomal here. Both are trisomy conditions here. So next one, if we consider the other syndromes here. And third one, if we consider Turner syndrome. So here Turner's syndrome, it is majorly affecting to the female, not to the male here. So let me consider Turner syndrome, it is affecting to the male, and of course the scientist name is Turner. So the Dr. Turner, he studied on this Turner syndrome. It is affecting to the female and its karyotype is 45XO. See, observe here the condition is one chromosome is less, 45, that is not 46. If one chromosome is less means we will consider it as a monosomy condition. Allosomal monosomy this is. Yes, this is allosomal monosomy. Here one chromosome is missing, and because of that reason I have given the number O. One chromosome is missing here, 45 chromosomes totally. So it is affecting to the female, and here no bar bodies are present. Why? Because just only one X chromosome is present, no bar body formation here, no inactivation of the X chromosome. And thing is, if you consider its a birth rate is 1 out of 1,500. Out of 1,500 children birth, so one child will be affected by this Turner syndrome. And here in the Turner syndrome as well as in Klinefelter syndrome, if you observe, in Klinefelter syndrome male is sterile, in the Turner syndrome female is sterile, and this female do not exhibit properly the secondary sexual characters. And one more thing, here the ovary size is rudimentary. Ovaries have not been developed well. So we can observe them in the Turner syndrome condition, right? And other we have some special categories, some other disorders out of them. So the one more disorder we are having here is Edwards syndrome, right? Edwards syndrome. So it is considered to be the eighteenth trisomy condition. That means in the 18th pair one chromosome is extra. 21st trisomy is a Down syndrome. This is 18th trisomy condition here. And the same reason is non-distinction of chromosomes or chromatids during the gamete formation, right? So here in the Edwards syndrome one chromosome is extra, and here the main reason for the main symptoms that we can observe here is, and one more thing here, the most of the times the child is going to die at the time of birth only. If it is survived, then it will be suffering from heart and kidney syndromes. So these are the major symptoms here. Heart and kidney syndromes we are observing here. Not only here, in most of the syndromes, so heart it is affected in most of the chromosomal disorders. And fifth one, Fatu syndrome. Next one we are having. So Fatu syndrome, it is another autosomal trisomy condition. So this is 13th trisomy. Yes, 18th trisomy is Edwards, and this is the 13th trisomy. And here also symptoms if we consider same as it is. Heart is affected, kidney is affected, along with that one spinal cord also affected, and sometimes brain also affected. So these are the major symptoms in the Fatu syndrome here. And along with that one we are having one more interesting syndrome. So the syndrome name is Cry-Do-Chat syndrome. Yes, that is a very interesting one. Cry-Do-Cat syndrome, and this is also called as 5p minus syndrome. Now the question is arise, what is that Cry-Do-Chat syndrome? What is this 5p minus meaning? Cry-Do-Chat syndrome means the baby born with this syndrome, so that baby sounds like a cat screaming. If the cat is crying, if the cat making a sound, how it sounds, like that the baby is going to produce the sound. That means because of that reason sometimes it is called as cat crying syndrome also. So here the main reason is the baby larynx and a baby some nervous system, it is affected here. So larynx, sound box is affected here. And why it is called as 5 minor syndrome means here the fifth chromosome, say for example, so let me draw here. Okay, let me draw here only. This is the fifth chromosome. This is the normal shape. So in this syndrome, the chromosome may be like this. That means some portion of the chromosome or chromatid is cut. When chromatid is cut, these genes are missing here. When these genes are missing, that leads to the 5p minus syndrome, Cray-Duchat syndrome, this one. And one more interesting, major one is CMP syndrome. Yes, CMP means chronic myogenous, not CMP, CML, chronic myogenous leukemia. So leukemia means already we know that is the blood cancer. So this is the cancer disorder, syndrome or disorder. So here one interesting thing is, here we have to consider two chromosomes, that is 9th chromosome and 22nd chromosome. So we have to consider these two chromosomes. We are having totally 46 chromosomes. So here 9th chromosome and 22nd chromosome, their chromatids are exchanged. Say for example, this is the 9th chromosome and this is the 22nd chromosome, like that. And here sorry, let me consider this is 22nd, this is 9th. Why? Because 9th chromosome size is bigger than the 22nd chromosome. So here some portion of the chromatid, like this, some portion of the chromatids are exchanged. When the chromatid pieces are exchanged, we will call it as reciprocal translocation. So here, due to reciprocal translocation, due to exchange of chromatid between two chromosomes, here genes are exchanged. And because of that reason, so here the symptoms are very severe here. And thing is, the 22nd chromosome, this 22nd chromosome, let me write here, usually we will call this 22nd chromosome as Philadelphia chromosome. We will call this chromosome as Philadelphia chromosome, 22nd chromosomes. So these are the some other major chromosomal disorders here. And one thing you should keep in your mind, we are diploid organisms, right? Let me write 2n, diploid organisms. In the diploid organism, that means in the total that confined set of chromosomes, sometimes one chromosome is extra, sometimes one chromosome is less. Along with that, sometimes two chromosomes are less in the pair, or sometimes 3 chromosomes are there in the pair, sometimes 4 chromosomes are there. So like that we are having many conditions. If I write 2n means this is diploid. If I write just n, this is haploid. If I write 3n, this is polyploid. Already I told you more than 2n, 3n, 4n, 5n, all are the considered to be the examples for polyploid. Suppose if I write the condition like this, 2n minus 1, given the condition like this, 2n minus 1 means one chromosome is less. One chromosome less means we will consider it as monosomy. Or if the condition is like this, 2n plus 1, this condition is considered to be the trisomy. 2n means in the pair chromosomes are 2 number. 2n minus 1 means in the pair one chromosome is less. 2n plus 1 means in the pair one chromosome is extra, trisomy. Or if I write like this, 2n minus 2, that means in the pair 2 chromosomes are present and both chromosomes are less, minus 2, then this condition is nullisomy. And usually nullisomy condition leads to the death before birth only, that is in the mother womb only the baby is going to die. Or if I write the condition like this, 2n plus 2, this is tetrasomy. That means in the pair 4 chromosomes are present. So these are all the conditions we have been asked in our competitive examinations. Just try to find out whether the what number they have given with what sign they have given here. So and here almost all these conditions are considered to be the abnormal conditions here. This is normal condition, this is normal conditions, and remaining almost all these conditions are considered to be the abnormal conditions and lead to the chromosomal disorders, right? So I hope, so, and one more thing, if I consider just a numerical like questions on this basis. So here the mother is suffering from one chromosomal disorder. Say for example, the mother is suffering from Down's syndrome, that means 21st trisomy, and the father is normal, and both will get the babies here. What is the probability of passing of this disorder to their progenies? If the question asks like this, so mother suffering from Down syndrome, father is normal. So what is the condition in their children? What is the percentage? If they ask the question like this, means keep one thing in your mind, the percentage will be 50% always, right? In the majority of these disorders, if it is autosomal chromosomal disorders, then majority of those disorders are having the chances of passing their disorder to their progeny is 50%, right? So, and along with that one, keep these conditions in your mind, right? I hope till now we have completed 10 or 11 videos on the genetic chapter only. I hope I have covered the major concepts from this chapter. So in the next video, let me come along with another major chapter from the second PU. I think for your NEET examination point of view, these points are helpful maybe. So in the next video, from the next video, let us start another major new chapter. Yes, thank you.